Welcome back, folks. This is 2020. You're here with your host, Don Tomaso. We're on the Job to Better Magazine show, and this is DMTV. We have a great show coming. So much to discuss. The Eagles playoff exit. So many things happening in the soccer world. The award for the best African player. So many things. Arsenal have a new coach. Manchester United is still struggling. Chelsea, after that honeymoon period with Lampard, they are struggling. Benzema is carrying Real Madrid by himself. Barcelona is Barcelona in La Liga. We have no idea who they really are. We go to college basketball. Villanova having an off year. University of Penn, they're still going strong. We have the Duke, the UNC still doing the same things that they always do. So much to have to discuss. We have my guest, my colleague Peter Jabba is going to be on the show with us later on. We have a special guest all the way from, special flight order from University of St. Joe's. Ivan Dye is going to be on the show with us. There's so much to ask him about his college experience. He's in junior year now, going to that final stage, of his college career, academically, athletically. There's so much to talk to him about. Places that, some of you young athletes out there, questions we're going to ask him, you might get, a first look for someone that's actually going through it to actually see the experiences and understand his ups and downs. And I know it's not all rosy out there, but just to get back, Arsenal, my team, we have a new coach, Mikel Arteta, former midfielder. Pep Guardiola, assistant, came in, first game, tied, second game. Big game against Man U, we won that. Game against United, great result. Arsenal rebuilding, you can see the spirit is actually, it's changing. Mr. Ozil is pressing, recovering, chasing. Last game against Manchester United, say he was the second player to cover the most ground in the field. That was pretty much the first time probably you ever heard about that when it comes to Ozil. We're here talking about Eagles. The Eagles, a lot of injuries throughout the whole season. Even the game against Seattle, Carson Wentz going out and stuff like that. I give my props to the Eagles. I know I give you guys a lot of back talk and clown you guys a lot, but I was actually proud. 17-9 against the Seattle Seahawks. You guys did well. Terrible way to end the season, but props to the Eagles. I would definitely, once we get back, we are going to have Peter with us. We're going to go into so many other discussions. I'm going to question him about, the CFC, the new regime coming in. He got a new role into the club. We're going to talk about that. But just stay tuned. We have a great show coming for you guys. Welcome back, folks. We're back from our break. We're here with Peter Jabo, my co-host. We had to discuss a few things with him. First of all, rumors is traveling. The magazine got all the news coming through. Got all the people calling our phone. You got a new role with CFC. Can you talk to us about that? Peter is a CFC legend. He played for the club for so many years. And now, with the gray hair and everything, different responsibility, the man's taking a back seat. He sat out for for the last year or so. But now he's back active. So first of all, what is your role with the club?
Well, before I go into my role, this is 2020 CSC. We have been doing a lot of planning behind closed door because we all know the team is a historical team. We just don't want to see the team at the stage it is right now. So we doing our best behind closed door to get back to that CSC spirit. So we have been working on a lot of things, a lot of changes as far as coaching staff, technical staff, general manager, whatever we can do to help uplift the team spirit. That's what we are working on now. So for me, I know my position is going to change, but not something I'm going to speak on because something we haven't put out there yet. So until then, I'm going to hold my peace until the final notice.
Okay. I mean, by now you guys should have known. The article would have been written. Like you said, he's no longer a player. He's back. He's with the staff now. Is it a coaching position, GM position? I know Nin is out there, Q is out there, Ja, all those guys are out there. we don't know. We're gonna keep asking the question. We're gonna, keep trying to, understand what is going on. So we need clarity. You just generalize your whole situation right now. You give us, we came up with nothing. You leaving us with nothing. Put some, salt on our curry, make it flavor, put it flavor on it. You don't know.
When it comes to CSC, I love the club, so I'm open to whatever position that's thrown my way because
still don't put a salt on the curry
because
still don't want to tell what's going on.
I just want to help uplift the club. So if being a coach, being a general manager,
so you the TM, you watching the jersey, where are you doing?
Whatever I can do for CSC the 2020, like I'm all for the taps.
He's keeping all in suspense, folks. So listen, once the news gets
I know the magazine can't wait to break the news. We're
breaking. We have to break that news. I mean, like you said, CFC is a historical club. We all want to see them resurface. A couple of months ago, I wrote that article. It's too big to fail. They are too big to fail. CFC is not just a football club. It's they are institutions that have done a lot for this community and other, so many people in terms of job well-being, family development, mentors, man. There's so many things they have done. Seeing them go down it was hard. So I'm glad that they are making those steps, taking, doing things behind closed doors. I know who do the closing part is behind closed door. And we will wait for the better news.
We want to come back strong, so we want to make sure by the time we come up with our breaking news and everything, we'll be fully equipped to take charge. So
stay tuned, man. Our news is going to be on Job Magazine.
I trust you.
Well, yeah, just a few things about your Eagles. Like I said, Eagles had a injury season, injury-rated season. It was just for the beginning, losing player after player after player. Just to see them go down in that sense, having your 40-year-old Pape, end the game, and I know that was disappointing for you. Well, how do you reflect on that with the season? Like, do you feel like it's a positive sign to say, okay, we have something that we can build on, or we know what we had, and we didn't have it, but we can go back next year, come back next year, and try to do something better?
Definitely. For me, I'm not hurt at all. I think this is a great season for the Eagles that we just had because, just looking at it, as you said, the injuries, and for me, my goal was to see Carson win in the playoff. And the reason I want to hear the playoff, even though we didn't have the right squad to compete out there, I want you to get a taste of playoff because playoff experience is different from the regular season experience. I know he has success in the regular season, but I want you to get in the playoff, get pushed around, get hit, see different kind of blades and other stuff, so that next time when you get there, it's like, okay, I've been here before. I know how to maneuver my way. So for me, that's my only goal. I know getting the playoff going to be like, we want it out, but I just want us to get there and see how Carson will be able to handle some of the playoff pressure.
I mean, playoff experience is definitely different from regular season. You're right about that, and that's something a lot of people are throwing shades on him, saying that he's just a regular season quarterback. He's not a playoff quarterback. But you can't just buy the playoff out of the blue. Ask the Cowboys, they will tell you that. Jerry Jones, all that money. if you go, you buy a way into the playoffs. But overall, I mean, it was a tough season. Winning the NFC East, as terrible as it was, but you got that under your belt. Saying to yourself, okay, we had a bad year, but we still came away with something. That has to be rewarding.
Yeah, definitely. I think the Eagles can lift their head up. I just think we just gotta go into free agency and try to get some young guys, some fresh layers, offensive line. We need some help on offensive line. We need some help with wide receiver. Even though we have some of the practice squad guys came out and show up, but we need legit people. We need people that can spread the field and be like, okay, we need young guys, because a lot of old players on the Eagles team, and we were successful 2017 to take a lot of old players, win the Super Bowl. But the older the player, the injury keep coming. That's why I hurt a lot. So when we can get maybe a few fresh legs, young guys in and out, pass rush. We need pass rush to help because if we double team Fletcher Cut, we don't have no other name to really take another double team or something like that. So I think Eagle this year, the free agency year and draft year will be a really big year for them for Doug Peterson and the coaching staff, so they can be able to at least like draft like some good talent for the first time, or like like get some trade for some good player out there, because we need corners, we need linemen, we need like wide receiver. Look what happened over Deshaun. Spent all that money for Deshaun. One game he was done. Age, So hopefully the coming up off season, we will look go into free agency and try to like just scout a lot of good players, so that way next time we come back we won't have no excuse of oh, this person hurt, or Carson can do it by himself. But overall, as you said, every day you throw a lot on Facebook, every day, every post was about the Eagles. You couldn't give a chance to breathe. I know you're very happy now that the Eagles not there. You a few other guys. It's okay. We will take it. Because I don't even think we have an NFL team. Because I haven't seen you could anything on any NFL team, but just the Eagles.
My team is blank versus the Eagles.
All right, exactly. It's okay.
But to be honest, for me and the Eagles, I was proud of the Eagles. They earned my respect going that far. I was actually more disappointed in the Cowboys than I was the Eagles. The Cowboys had everything. What was the excuse? The Eagles had a lot of excuses, but they went as far as they could. 17-9, that's a manageable, score. You can say, okay, Cousin, we're in that game, we could have had a chance or whatever. So, well, I mean, big day, it's been a big week for African football. We have Liverpool produced two of Africa's biggest stars, Mane and Salah. Mane, a lot of people are looking at him not just on the offensive side of the ball, but the fact that this guy can, he's a pure winger. He's a pure winger that scores goals. In modern day football, most of those pure wingers, most wingers, you're either all attacking guy like Cristiano Ronaldo, the Messi's, or you either score goals and don't have back on defense. Mane is not like that. He's different. And then you have that, you have Salah, who is taking his game to a different level since coming back into the Premier League with Liverpool. The guy's scoring goals. He's scoring big games. He's making a difference. Who do you see, as that guy for you to say, okay, Mane, Salah, Mahrez, who is that guy for you?
For me, Clark Cut, this year I go on Mane. The kid is, oof. And the thing I like about Mane, like, it's like every year, just like Salah, the game keep getting better and better and better. Like as you said, he's not just one of these winger who just want to run, forward, but don't come back. He hustle. He play defense, he's everywhere on the field. And the kid, he know how to finish. So this year, for me, my pick for African player, I definitely going to go with Manny. I think that he really deserves it. He already stepped the game up to another level in Africa this year, among African players.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we talk, we always want to compare ourselves with the Europeans. You got Mahrez, who had a great season with Manchester City last year, winning the EPL. I know a lot of footballers, footballer fans out there will say the Champions League always trumps any domestic cup or league out there.
Many went farther in the African Cup.
I mean, no, Mahrez won it. Mahrez won it.
Yeah,
so you got Mahrez winning the EPL, winning the African Cup. How do you turn away from that and say that guy was decisive for Algeria? Scoring against Nigeria. Important goals. How do we keep him out of the conversation?
I know we can keep him out, but I just think the success of Liverpool for the past 2 years is just very hard to just overshadow and be able to, pick anybody from somewhere else right now. I mean, Liverpool is growing. Like. Special credit to the coach too. I think he has done a remarkable job with him. But I just think the team right now, I don't know. I don't see the team that can be able to really like withstand Liverpool right now. With all that, the wingers, the defense, man. The fullbacks and everything. So, I just think many have the edge right now because of the success of Liverpool. And not just because it's a Liverpool, because he having a great season too.
Yeah.
Scoring more goals and everything, assists, and just the whole body of work.
Yeah.
On our team, he put in a lot of work. So I know Mary is playing, but when you look at Man City too right now, with they struggling right now, and he not being already a big impact, don't see now this time right now. I think right now it's about May or Salah right
Oh, definitely. I mean, the pick for African Player of the Year is, of course, it's between those three, but I think the battle is really between Mane and Salah. Like you said, I feel like Mahrez is a a squad player for Manchester City. He's not the key guy. He's not Ryan Sterling or Sergio Aguero or De Point. He's a guy that can plug in and plug out. But Liverpool is one of the best team out there. Mane and Salah is in there. And those guys, they shared a golden boot last year in the EPL, and they're still up there. They're still doing that thing. We're in. We're coming on a New Year's. It's January. A lot of coaches are getting fired. Tottenham got a new coach. Arsenal got a new coach. Everton got a new coach. So many guys are losing their jobs. I mean, you refuse to tell us exactly your role as CSC, but let's say you're on the staff now. You understand. You've been part of clubs. You know what it takes to actually make things happen. Do you feel like money plays a big role in some of these guys losing their job in terms of saying, all right, Tottenham, getting rid of Pochettino. This guy had nothing. He couldn't sign players. Still made it to the Champions League finals. I mean, they got rid of him. Everton, on the other hand, spent all that money. They couldn't win. Got rid of Silva. They got Ancelotti, top world class coach. That Napoli, having a very shaky year, top that group in the Champions League. Boom. Got rid of Ancelotti now. You got to. Right? It's like, how do you look at that in terms of world football? Do you feel like these players are they should it be more focused on the players than the managers, or is it like an easy fix in terms of getting rid of the manager and keeping some players?
I think it's an easy fix. Like organization, I was looking for something to the scapegoat. I would say. I think it's always going to fall back on the coach. Because half of the time when you look at now. In sports, people actually just want to win. Everybody want to win, and now people looking at what have you done for me lately. Nobody won like 2-3 years. Oh, they may won 2 years ago, or you won 3 years ago. People just want to win now. So if I'm not getting no result now, it's like I'm trying to find it somewhere else. I don't think now organization are patient enough to give the coach time, giving okay, give you players, we'll give you time, we'll give you money, try, build a team. It's all about winning now.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of coaches getting fired. As you just said, look, Tottenham coach. Last year, they were just in Champions League. And they're still doing good in Champions League this year, even though in the Premier League, not in the top 3 right now, but at least, they're doing, he was doing his job. He got fired. As you said, a lot of top coaches got fired this year, but now if it dropped on, you're like, what do we need to do?
Yeah.
Do we need money?
Yeah.
Because you got teams that got money, that bought players, no result.
No result.
Then we got coaches that don't have anything, struggling to make things happen, and it's still letting it go. So I just think it's just like most organizations just want to win now. Because like when you're closing out, I'm not winning nothing. I can't get no FA Cup. I can't get no Carling Cup. Like, oh, what are you doing here? Dude, we need to win. So I think they just want something. And when they can't get to it, it's going to fall back on the coach.
I mean, like it's difficult for any coach. I've been over there.
Yeah.
Anybody I know my little short coaching career. My first year, I probably had the most talented team. We lost every single game. we were tied for the last place, and the next year, I actually rebuilt the entire team. Brought the kids in. Got him to believe in what I was trying to do. I see Jurgen Klopp doing that. Yeah, he spent money on Van Dijk. He spent money on Alisson. But that time it took to build that team, the effort to say, okay, I will go get a striker by the name of Firmino. Who can say before Firmino got to Liverpool, he was a household name.
Nothing, right?
But this guy have a striker that's willing to play for his 2 wingers, willing to give assists. He scored when he needs them. But he's a team player. Team player. Milner would play left back, play defensive. He got a team for the team players. So I actually believe, in any sport, give the guy time, give the coach time. I know it's easier to get rid of a coach than it is to get rid of a whole squad. or give him time. Spending money doing this. Chelsea three, got rid of two coaches, three coaches in 2 3 years. That Manchester United, you know, they David Moyes now, Jose Mourinho. Now we're back to Ole. How do you stop? Like, okay, let's rebuild. Let's start from scratch. Let's get it, man. The time, give him the money, let him. Everybody have their idea. Every coach have their philosophy.
Right, that's true.
They want to build something. They have in their mind what they want to do.
You have to build a team to be successful a few years, keep us at time. Like the Arsenal coach now, I hope they're just gonna keep it for a while. Cause I think if he got time, he gonna do a lot of great things with our team. But if they just want result, they're not gonna get the result that early and it's gonna be something different. But I feel like he been around for a while. He can really take that team to another level, depending if he have time to go to build his own team the way he wanted to be.
I mean, good points. We're here tonight for it's gonna be a great show. Thank you for a great interview, even though everything is still behind closed door.
It'll come
the
up.
whole CSC situation. We're gonna continue the show when we get back. We're gonna take a short break. When we get back, we're gonna have Ivan Dye. He's gonna be here talking, football with us overall.
Yeah,
be Real Madrid fan.
Wonder about that college career, man.
We got some questions. So we'll get
all
back.
that video was seen with the dribbling and stuff. You gotta tell them.
I know. We'll be right back, folks. Welcome back, folks. First segment of the show where we have Peter Jabo with us, talking Eagles, Kabbalah, and everything else that has to do with football or soccer. Now we're back with Ivan Dye, junior at St. Joe's University, Kabbalah, CFC player, spent some time with Gion Lone Star. Last season, played with Reading FC. We're here just to talk your overall college experience. What can you tell us about that?
Say it's been up and down. I wouldn't say just all fun. I mean, being in college is all fun. People think like, are you in college? So
enjoying life,
parties,
but
it's not all parties. It's not all fun. I say.
I mean, you last year, sophomore year, you were one of the top players, not just at your school, but in your conference as well. People looking at you will say, okay, Ivan productivity went down. What do you think that was the factor to see that, okay, you were scoring goals, assisting last year, now all of a sudden people see that dried up? What happened?
I think a lot of that came down to, especially I started the season with a shoulder injury.
Mm-hmm.
I missed like 2 games. Came back from that. I was fine for the rest of the season, but I think my team wasn't playing as well. I think that reflects into when you see my highlight video from this year, you see like most of the ball I play and people didn't score, and we wasn't just lucky in playing, like finishing those final balls. Which I thought even me, my shot wasn't like on target this year a lot. I was unlucky a lot of times too. I get in like the best position and miss, which I think happens sometimes. But I think there was a lot of expectation coming from my sophomore year. How well I played during my sophomore year, people expect a lot from me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I was ready for that. I was ready coming into the season, but then it was just one of those years that things didn't work out.
I mean, a lot of people, even us on the magazine, we saw that to say, okay, we've seen a lot of college athletes in every sport. Freshman year, they come, introduce themselves. Sophomore year, we actually see their true identity. And then that junior year, other teams know you now. They know what you're bringing to the table. They know where your favorite spots is. You were in college. You were watching those game tapes from other teams, and you expect them to be watching your game tapes too. So, did you feel like you were closely marked this year than you were the year before any other previous year?
I think a little bit. A little bit. Like in college, everybody watch videos. Mm-hmm. They know who to map. They know who to. They know I'm a lefty, so they want to take my left most of the time. So I knew it was coming, and my coaches talked to me about that. So like I try to go right most of the time and play people in the box. But I mean that's college soccer. Everybody watch videos, so you just gotta change it up sometimes.
Yeah, I expect it. I mean, Watching some of your games, watching some of your tips, I think I saw that a lot, and kudos to you in developing. When we were, at school, that's one thing that our coach emphasized on. We used to actually have practice session where every time we went to that comfortable spot, he would blow the whistle as a foul. Okay, go the other direction. Do something different. Make them. We had man mark assignments. Okay, man marking all practice. Yeah, those things are very frustrating. You through your sophomore year, you went to Reading FC. And Reading is a big name when it comes to the USL too. Had some great seasons. How was your experience there, walking into that locker room of kids that are used to winning, they are accustomed to winning, and you're the new guy. You coming into that program. How did it feel?
I think going to Reading United, I made a lot of name for myself in Philadelphia. So like the coaches that knew me, I was going as a big name too. I wasn't just going like one other player, but I went to Reading United, leading the city in assists, 11, which is like a record, all-time record. But going to Reading United, played the first few games, and then coach brought somebody who he thought was better than me, and he was playing, which it happens, and I give the guy credit. The guy who he brought, he was doing it. He was playing. So,
yeah. We saw a couple of weeks ago, right? They posted that tryouts, and I saw a comment, Ivan on 2 tryouts. But we're watching, folks. We're out there watching. Trust me, we see everything. Be careful. Don't miss it at all. Your experience was great already. Like you said, you saw, the coach brought in another player. It's always a coach's decision. As a player, all you can do is keep training hard, keep playing hard, hoping for that opportunity to resurface. You're going to New Year. Is Reading still the spot for the summer? Looking forward to, okay, I'm going to the spring. I'm trying to get healthy, stay fit. Summer is going to come up eventually. Is Reading your destination again, or are you still exploring your options?
I'm not really sure about that right now. Like the coaches are ready. They want me back there for sure, 100%. They want me back there. Coach, I have a lot of respect for me, and I have a lot of respect for him. Too. I think he's like one of the greatest coaches I ever played under. So I'm still thinking about it because one thing that I'm gonna change my decision because I want to graduate a little bit early.
Okay.
So I want to do a lot of summer classes this year. So I'll probably be around. So.
Okay.
But if I'm not doing summer classes 100%, I'll play for Reading United.
Okay. So Reading is still on the table.
Yeah.
In terms of playing, it's kudos to you for trying to graduate early. The word's out there. We're seeing what you're done. You're in Philadelphia. Watching kids like Joseph plays for the national team, seeing how Quill go and play for the national team. Are you looking at those situations? Is that something you yourself you're aspiring to, or is that option for you to say, okay, I'm in America, let me focus on getting my numbers. I'm trying to get recruited by the U.S. national team, or you're looking at those guys that, oh, my man Joseph can go there, my beginner Quill can go there. I myself too. I want to be part of the whole Moon Star News setup with Coach Butler.
Yeah, definitely. It's nice to play for a national team. Nothing better than playing for a national team. But I'm not gonna kill myself over playing for national team. I just gonna keep working. It's not gonna change me. I'm just gonna keep working like every time and try to get better. If I get called, that's it. But if not, we'll back up on what I can back up on.
Okay. You spoke about graduating early. What is the motivation? Graduate, you want to walk into that business field, or is it you're trying to graduate early, trying to continue your soccer aspiration in terms of playing professionally, or is that the goal?
I want to play. I want to play definitely. So talk to my coaches. They're trying to help me. Like 2 summers ago, they sent me to this team in what's the city? They sent me to Memphis 901, the club, USL League One.
Yeah.
I trained with them, and so my coach know like few people around, but he's telling me that if I can graduate like before my senior year, then he can send me on tryouts during the spring. Yeah, so that's the goal, to graduate during the fall, then I can have the whole spring to travel and have tryouts.
Those it's good to have a young man from our community, put everything together, have a plan, have the resources out there. Working with, shout out to your first coach King. He did a lot in terms of the foundation, coming to Kafada, playing for Philadelphia Loons and all of those things. Your experience in the community, what you look at, teammates like guys you play with, Alex, those guys out there. If you were to talk to them, what advice are you giving them?
Me as a soccer player in this community, I think the biggest thing is self-discipline, which I think even people in the community know that during my season they never see me around. When I come back, they'll be like, "Oh, you still go to school around here?" I'm like, "Yeah," but I mean, like during the season, you never see me around, and I just think that's something I learned over the years. Self-discipline is key. Once you can keep yourself grounded to what you want, like just work. That's the biggest advice I can give to anybody who's trying to play college. Like just having that self-discipline and time management.
Definitely. I'm glad you even brought it up. A lot of people they underestimate the effect of time. Especially in college. You might think, okay, I got 3 classes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 to 2. I'm done. The day is free. I have practice in the morning. I can do whatever I want to do. The opportunity to do the right thing and the opportunity to also do the wrong things are there. In terms of what you said, the self-discipline, that's where it comes in. Okay, can I tell myself if I'm going to go to the library for 3 hours? Am I going to stay in my room and read this whole chapter for the next, hour or 2 hours? Am I going to write this paper? Am I going to do this? And I'm glad that you actually mentioned those things. Self-discipline, the work, trust me, the opportunity to do the right thing is going to be there. The opportunity also to do the wrong things is going to be there. Self-discipline, time management, those are 2 things that, you can never understate those things. I mean, you're growing, you're a young man, you're entertaining life, you probably had one, like the entire community, you had a very tragic experience, losing a friend in terms of Daniel. I mean, you were in season and all of this is happening, like, how did you manage to cope with that situation?
Man, it was just a tough year for me overall. Like a lot of experience I had. Like my friend Daniel, I was in Reading actually when he sent me the text saying that the doctor diagnosed that he only have like 6 months to live. And I thought that threw me off a little bit too. And going to the season and everything got critical and coming to see him all the time, back and forth. I think that affected me in like some negative way too. So
Yeah.
I thought it was a tough year, just him, soccer, and like we were losing a lot of games and a lot of negativities going on in the team. So I thought it was just a tough year overall.
I mean, we're glad that we're all the community is still in recovery. I have no idea when we actually get to that point, but like you said, it was a tough year. But a lot of learning experiences. Always going to be those learning experiences that you come across how to deal with these things, and all of these things is the bag of life. We take those experiences, everything we put in our knapsack, take it on a journey, and we can reflect on them or look at them later on in life. You're in your junior year, you're going to a senior year, trying to take summer classes, trying to graduate early, trying to look out this life. What is that big moment, that learning experience? Like, okay, this coach or this situation was the best place I was at. This was the best thing I learned. This most influential thing that happened to you in your career.
Most influential thing. I would say going to Reading United was one of the biggest learning opportunity for me, and I thought that changed the way I played into my college season. Going to Reading United is all like 2 touches.
Yeah.
Everybody playing on the same pace. Everybody playing the same level. In college, you have other players there who's not playing on that level. So I try to play it that fast, and it wasn't working. So I thought that was one of the biggest things. Even my coaches saw that, and they knew that I was on another level, and all the guys are down here, which it wasn't just working.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, so that just shows your growth as a young man to go into a situation like Reading and say, I started the season, I was balling. Then the coach felt like, you know, he had a different option. And to even walk away from that, to have such a positive light on it, it's just great and it's beautiful. And just to reflect on that, you know, to all the young folks out there, the guys who are, you know, still trying to play college ball or trying to go to the next level. We talked about time management, self-discipline, all those things, great factors, and you know, you manage that. You know, some of us, we moved away from the community. We left the city entirely, and it was hard. It was hard being away. I mean, you are literally a trolley ride away from Southwest, but you managed to continue yourself and to stay away. So speaking this, you know, saying the word discipline is just an understatement. Just what you have been able to do in time management is something that, you know, we can always keep learning, keep developing, keep being better. Like I said, you know, great interview. Thank you for being on the show with us. We're gonna keep following you. We wish you the best, you know, in terms of school, in terms of your career, or all your future endeavors. Um, Leave the people with something, you know. You know, what do we expect? What do we see? You know, what can we expect from Ivy next year? You know, next year, next summer. Well, this coming summer, already in 2020. Well, what can we expect? You know, from Ivy.
Uh, I would say next year is either next year or never.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna be prepared for that. Yeah, so I'm coming with everything. I'm working. I already started working way before. So like once the season was over, I already been working. So I know by next year, before next year, I'm getting ready for the summer first. I'm trying to play this summer, obviously, but next year is either next year or never. So I'm coming with everything.
Wow.
I'll say that.
I say you heard it here first. So next year, never. So you see the title of the article, don't? I didn't create it. It came from his mouth. Next year, never. Having that on a beach screen, doing big things. I say thank you for, you know, for being on the show tonight. Starting off the 2020 with a bang. Like I said, thank you for being here with us. We're gonna return. We're gonna take a short break. We're gonna return for a close up, and just to give you guys a platform on what's happening throughout the U.S. and, you know, North Carolina, Rhode Island, Minnesota, Iowa, Arizona, all these places. Just give you a preview today. So we'll be back on a short break. Thank you. Well, folks, thank you for being here with us tonight. You know, we had a great show. Talked to Peter about the Eagles. You know, talk about coaches getting fired, the whole, you know, job that Jurgen Klopp is doing. Sadio Mane, we talked about Mahrez. We talked about, you know, African, you know, the top players in the world right now. We had Ivan on the show, you know, discuss different things. For the young folks out there, young players, they're aspiring to do great things either in college or professionally. Take it. Discipline, time management, those are great advice. Trust me. I'm 30 years old now. I'm telling you, those things matter when you're 15, 16, 17, even more so the older you get. And, you know, so many things that young kid been through just this year, you know, bad shoulder, you know, a humbling experience with Reading FC, taking that into a college situation where he felt like he could have done more, but they didn't have the tool or they didn't have the teammates or, you know, the personnel in his squad to make him, you know, do greater things. But he kept learning. He's still, you know, still focused, still pushing. It's the bi-monthly, every other month we're coming up with a magazine. First issue is coming up in February. Get your copy, you know, support the magazine. We have the t-shirts out there. Support us. Buy it. Trust me, we can't be in the studio. We can't do all these things, you know, by ourselves. We need the fans. We need the support. We want you guys to do that. We're covering everything from, you know, the Northeast, Rhode Island, Massachusetts area to Arizona, California, Texas. Trust me, we're on the phone, we're on Facebook, we're everywhere. We're getting this information. We are going to give you this information weekly, every single day. You're going to get a post. If you have a kid or athlete, whoever, male, female, whatever they're doing, bouncing the ball, hitting a racket, whatever they might be doing, let us know. I know it's disappointing to have people, oh, why you haven't covered this? guys, we're building something new. We don't have the personnel to travel in every state. We don't have the personnel to cover everything. Sometimes we miss stuff. Our inboxes are open. Sometimes we just want you guys to just share that information and we do the rest. We don't ask you guys to write a full post. Just share in our inboxes. Even if it's just picture of the person, we will do our research ourselves. Just help us help you. That's all we're trying to say. Like I said, it's 2020. More show is gonna be on the way. We like we said, we're gonna give you guys that roundtable discussion on the GOATs. We're gonna finish the player, we're gonna finish the coaches, we're gonna have the gatekeepers in here, we're gonna, some top names that you guys recognize are gonna be here. We're gonna talk. Trust me, I'm getting those two coaches on this show. I'm gonna get them to battle it out to actually give you their point on why they should be the goal. Why we want to get those players. We're gonna get the Jay Allison. We're gonna get the Oliver Quia, and we're gonna get them in the studio. Keep watching, keep supporting, and we'll be back next week. And this is your host, Don Tomaso.